Hello everybody and welcome to the weekly countdown of the top 10 best-selling light novels in Japan. This for October 2nd to the 8th of 2023. Sorry, not too exciting a list this week because, well, half the list is actually the same from last week, but nonetheless, let's go. At number 10 with 2,622 copies sold, we have MASHLE, Magic and Muscles, Mash, Burnedead, and Let's Go Gangan. Mash and his friends are finally at the end of the semester and decide to do a big cleaning of the Adra dormitory as a sign of gratitude. Although they intended to clean, a large number of cream puffs mysteriously appear out of nowhere, and a room they were tidying up somehow explodes. With no signs of the place getting cleaner, the method chosen by Mash and his friends is a legendary third installment of the abnormal magical game novel where the outcome changes based on choices. So this is interesting. Obviously, MASHLE is a manga and, seemed to be kind of a bit of a viral thing online for its anime. I mean, I saw it literally everywhere. It was kind of crazy, but nonetheless, it seems like this is a choose your own adventure light novel story, side story of the series. At least that's the best I can make it based on the translation. At number 9 with 2,969 copies sold, volume 35 of ReZero. Subaru Natsuki was just trying to get to the convenience store but wound up summoned to another world. He encounters the usual things, life-threatening situations, silver-haired beauties, cat fairies, normal stuff. All that would be bad enough, but he's also gained the most inconvenient magical ability of all. Time travel, but he's got to die to use it. How do you repay someone who saved your life when all you can do is die? And this one is licensed officially by Yen On. At number 8 with 3,082 copies sold, Undead Unluck, the romantic Naysayer's holiday. So again, this is a manga series that has also had an anime adaptation, and it appears these are side stories that are being done as light novels. The main series, it is all Fuko wants is a passionate romance like the one in her favorite shoujo manga. Unfortunately, her Unluck ability makes that impossible. But just as Fuko hits rock bottom, Andy sweeps her off her feet. Literally. Now, she's become Andy's unwilling test subject, as he works to find a way to trigger a stroke of unluck big enough to kill him for good. However, when the pair discovers a secret organization is hunting them, it puts Andy's burial plans on hold. At number 7 with 3,089 copies sold, Magical Explorer Volume 9. Few titles are more revered among horn dogs, connoisseurs of Japanese erotic video games, than Magical Explorer. One day, our smut-loving hero wakes up to find he has been reincarnated into the body of the game's dreamboat protagonist. Or rather, his hapless comic relief best friend, Kosuke Takioto. But with his unparalleled knowledge of Magical Explorer and Kosuke's unorthodox abilities, a scarf that doubles as a fist? Our hero vows to turn the game's unluckiest loser into its mightiest heartthrob. In this world, nothing is out of reach when you've got the know-how. And this one is available in English from Yen On. At number 6 with 3,607 copies sold, Volume 14 of The Saga of Tanya the Evil. High above the blood and mud-soaked trenches, a young girl pits herself against army mages in high-stakes aerial duels with bullets, spells, and bayonets. Her name is Tanya de Gruchev, and she is the Devil of the Rhine, one of the greatest soldiers the Empire has ever seen. But inside her mind lives a ruthless, calculating ex-salaryman who enjoyed a peaceful life in Japan until he woke up in a war-torn world. Reborn as a destitute orphaned girl with nothing to her name but memories of a previous life, Tanya will do whatever it takes to survive, even if she can find it only behind the barrel of a gun. And this one is also officially released in English by Yen On. At number 5, with 4,086 copies sold, volume number 4 of Strike the Blood, APPEND. Now, this is a side stories series of the popular Strike the Blood series. That the main series is over, as far as I know, has had a number of anime seasons, and the main series is available via Yen On in English, although I don't know that they've licensed any of the APPEND volumes. The main series is about Kojo Akatsuki. Used to be an ordinary high school boy, but that was before he became the fourth primogenitor, the most powerful vampire of all time. Worse, he doesn't even remember how it happened. Middle schooler Yukina Himeragi, meanwhile, is the attack mage sent to observe him and to stop him if he gets out of control. But was it really a good idea to send a cute girl to observe a massively powerful vampire boy whose abilities activate whenever he gets aroused? And on an artificial island populated with all manner of demonic individuals, each with their own designs on the fourth primogenitor? At number 4, with 4,721 copies sold, volume 19 of Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? In Aurario, fearless adventurers band together in search of fame and fortune with the monstrous underground labyrinth known as Dungeon. But while riches and renown are incentive enough for most, Belle Crenel, would-be hero extraordinaire, has bigger plans. He wants to pick up girls. Is it wrong to face the perils of Dungeon alone in a single-member guild blessed by a failed goddess? Maybe. Is it wrong to dream of playing hero to hapless maidens in Dungeon? Maybe not. After one misguided adventure, Belle quickly discovers that anything can happen in the labyrinth, even chance encounters with beautiful women. The only problem? He's the one who winds up the damsel in distress. And you can pick this one up also in English from Yen On. At number 3, with 5,957 copies sold, Volume 7 of Though I Am an Inept Villainess, Tale of the Butterfly Rat Body Swap in the Maiden Court. In a kingdom inspired by historical China, 5 clans put forth their maidens as imperial consorts, but only one will be crowned empress. The frail and beautiful Ko Riren, the so-called butterfly of the imperial court, is a shoo-in to marry the crown prince. But when court rat Shu Keigatsu lashes out at her during the glittering lantern festival, it's Rarian who wakes up in the dungeons, body swapped by her assailant to steal her position at court. Rarian's plight seems dire to everyone else. Now that she's got a robust new body, not even the looming threat of execution can stop her. And this one is licensed in English by 7 Seas. At number 2, with 7,577 copies sold, volume number 3 of KonoSuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World, Detour. Game-loving shut-in Kazuma Sato's life as a young schoolboy in Japan abruptly comes to an early end. Or at least it was supposed to. When he opens his eyes, though, he sees a beautiful goddess that offers him a once-in-an-after-lifetime chance to be reborn in a parallel world. The catch is that the world is violent and threatened by a growing evil. Fortunately, he can choose any one thing to bring with him. So he chooses the goddess, Aqua. And so his adventure with his gorgeous companion begins. If he could just get enough money and food to survive, keep his goddess out of trouble, and avoid grabbing the attention of the Demon King's army. Now, the main series is complete and is licensed officially in English by Yen On. These are side story volumes and, as far as I'm aware, have not yet been licensed. And finally, at number 1, with 23,666 copies sold, Volume 14 of the Apothecary Diaries. In the East is a land ruled by an emperor, whose consorts and serving women live in a sprawling complex known as the Hogong, the Rear Palace. Mao Mao, an unassuming girl raised in an unassuming town by her apothecary father, never imagined the Rear Palace would have anything to do with her, until she was kidnapped and sold into service there. Though she looks ordinary, Mao Mao has a quick wit, a sharp mind, and an extensive knowledge of medicine. That's her secret, until she encounters a resident of the palace at least as perceptive as she is, the head eunuch, Jinshi. He sees through Mao Mao's facade and makes her a lady-in-waiting to none other than the emperor's favorite consort, so she can taste the lady's food for poison. At her lady's side, Mao Mao starts to learn about everything that goes on in the Rear Palace. Not all of it seemly. Can she ever lead a quiet life, or will her powers of deduction and insatiable curiosity bring her ever more adventures and ever more dangers? And this one you can get officially in English from J Novel Club. So those are your top 10 best-selling light novels in Japan for October 2nd to the 8th of 2023. I will be back here next week to see what are the top sellers then. I hope you'll join me in that video, and who knows, maybe some other videos that I've got on the way as well. Thank you so much for checking out this one. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Till then, bye-bye for now.